In the heart of the dense, sprawling forest of Black Hollow, whispers of a legendary inn circulated among adventurers and tourists. The tavern, known as the Hollow Hearth, was rumored to offer the most exquisite culinary experiences, with dishes so delectable that they danced on the palate, enticing visitors to return year after year. Little did they know, behind its rustic charm lay a sinister secret. The inn was run by a seemingly genial chef named Victor, a stout man with a jovial laugh and an uncanny ability to make everyone feel at home. He was well loved, and locals spoke of his secret recipe that had been passed down through generations. As the story went, Victor had learned his craft from his grandfather, who had once been a renowned chef in the old world. Guests arrived with excitement, lured by tales of wild game, freshly caught fish, and hearty stews. One autumn evening, a group of tourists arrived, their laughter echoing through the forest as they made their way to the inn. They were greeted by the warm glow of lanterns and the tantalizing aroma of roasting meat. The atmosphere was alive with the crackling of the fire and the murmur of patrons enjoying their meals. Victor, with his thick graying beard and a mischievous twinkle in his eye, welcomed them into the dining hall. He offered a feast that promised a culinary experience like no other. As the group settled into their seats, they marveled at the eclectic decor. Ancient weapons adorned the walls, and shadows danced in the flickering light. The inn was cozy, yet it harbored an undercurrent of unease that few could pinpoint. The meal began with a delicate wild mushroom soup, followed by roasted venison that practically melted in the mouth. Victor proudly declared his secret ingredient, a special blend of spices and herbs. The tourists feasted with unrestrained delight, unaware that their host was carefully observing their every bite. He smiled at their satisfaction, but his eyes held a glint of something darker. As the evening progressed, the main course arrived, a rich, hearty stew that Victor had prepared with utmost care. The tourists dug in with enthusiasm, raving about the flavor, the tenderness of the meat, and the mysterious richness of the broth. Victor served them seconds, eager to see how far their appetite would take them. "Isn't it incredible?" one of the tourists exclaimed, wiping the broth from his chin. "What kind of meat is this? It's unlike anything I've ever tasted." Victor chuckled, his laughter echoing in the dim light. "Ah, the finest cut of the forest, my friend. You could say it's a local delicacy." That night, as the tourists surrendered to the warmth of their meal and the charming hospitality of their host, they were oblivious to the peculiar events unfolding around them. They never noticed the way Victor sharpened his knives or the strange flicker of his smile as he listened to their tales of adventure. The following morning, the group awoke to a disquieting stillness. The inn was eerily quiet, and the vibrant warmth of the previous night had vanished. They found Victor in the kitchen, his apron stained with remnants of the night's feast, but he only smiled and offered them breakfast. The tourists, eager to continue their exploration, decided to visit the nearby woods. As they walked among the towering trees, a sense of dread began to creep in. Shadows seemed to cling to the trunks, and whispers echoed through the leaves. Suddenly, one member of the group noticed a series of strange markings on the trees, a grotesque collection of carvings resembling human figures. Unease filled the air as they turned back towards the inn, but as they neared, the world around them felt distorted, as if they were being pulled into a different reality. When they reached the Hollow Hearth, they found it abandoned, the doors swinging ominously in the wind. Inside, the dining hall was empty, but remnants of the previous night's feast lingered. Dirty plates, half-empty glasses, and a faint, metallic smell. The shadows flickered ominously, growing darker as they ventured deeper into the inn. Panic set in when they stumbled upon a hidden cellar, the door creaking open to reveal a horrifying sight. Jars filled with preserved organs lined the shelves, and hanging from the ceiling were grotesque trophies, human bones, their macabre beauty frozen in time. Realization hit them like a thunderclap. The local delicacy they had devoured was not game or fish. It was something far more sinister. They were not the first tourists to dine at the Hollow Hearth, nor would they be the last. In a desperate bid for survival, They scrambled to escape, but the forest seemed alive, shifting and twisting, leading them further into its depths. The shadows danced menacingly, whispering secrets of Victor's dark past, a tale of betrayal, madness, and the insatiable hunger for flesh. As night fell, the tourists realized they were not just prey, but part of a gruesome ritual. The forest closed in around them, and the haunting laughter of Victor echoed in their minds. They had come seeking adventure, but what awaited them was a feast of shadows, forever etched in the twisted alleys of Black Hollow. In the end, the inn stood silent once more, its doors waiting to welcome new victims drawn by the tantalizing whispers of a meal that lingered long after the last bite was taken. And as the wind howled through the trees, the legend of the Hollow Hearth grew, promising delights that would leave the unsuspecting craving more than just a taste of the forest.